Hello, my name is Daniel Yuck. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. In today's video, I want to share with you a question that I get asked pretty often: if we can go about tattooing on paper. By the end of this video, you will have a better answer as to if we can or can't go about tattooing on paper. However, should you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop a comment down below and I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring my bell, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as my YouTube channel. I have Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, all under Daniel Yuck. I would appreciate the support over there as well. With that being said, let's get right on into this. I get asked quite a bit if we are able to tattoo on paper, or when I'm demonstrating my tattooing workbooks, I get asked if I am tattooing on paper, and I'm here to shed some light on these questions. Now, this is kind of a yes and no question. To the question of if we can tattoo on paper, it is kind of 50-50 for me, although we can't necessarily use a tattoo machine with a needle and ink to tattoo on paper, because there's no way to wipe away the excess ink that splatters around the same way we do on fake skin or human skin. So therefore, we're going to have to switch a key component. So instead of using an actual tattoo needle to tattoo on paper, what we're going to do is we're going to switch out the needle for a ballpoint cartridge. We could still use a tattoo machine, but you can see the difference. This is an actual needle that's designed to tattoo skin, whether it's fake or human skin. This right here is a ballpoint cartridge with a pin at the end designed to practice on paper. This right here is the key component that determines if we are able to tattoo on paper or not. All we would need is a ballpoint cartridge, whichever one we'd like to use. These are from Moss U Ink. These are called the Apprentice carts. This is the first version right here of the Apprentice carts, and these are all ballpoint cartridges. This one is a pink one, as you can see. This one right here is an ink claw cartridge, and I have done in-depth reviews on all of these cartridges, as well as the tattooing workbooks that you see here. They are available on my YouTube channel. This is an ink claw ballpoint cartridge, and these two are from Moss U Ink. You can see a blue and a black one. These are also ballpoint cartridges, and again, the tattoo needle that's designed for human skin and fake skin. So if we're wanting to practice tattooing on paper, what we're going to need is some ballpoint cartridges of our choice and a tattoo machine to make this happen. So not only are we going to need some ballpoint cartridges and a tattoo machine, you're going to notice that I do have a small assortment of my tattooing workbooks right here in front of me. There are more workbooks available from Wildlife Design to learn textures and fur as well. They are all available on my Amazon author page. I will leave my Amazon affiliate links for you in the description below, so you can check out these tattooing workbooks on your end, or you can go to Amazon.com, type in Daniel Yuck, and these workbooks will pop up. This one right here is a workbook that's designed to help us better our shading. This is a workbook called this one's called the Floral Guide Volume 1. There is Volume 2 now available. The Tattoo Journal Volume 1, Tattoo Journal Volume 2, and Tattoo Journal Volume 3. This Volume 1 is basic lining exercises to help us get acquainted with lining. Volume 2 takes us into more advanced lining exercises and introduces us to shading and dot work. Where Volume 3, it gives us full-blown designs, and we put all of our learnings from Volume 1 and 2 to the test to practice in Volume 3 to develop further. So these workbooks are specifically designed to help us develop, and we can do that on the go, anytime, any place, using a tattoo machine of our choice and some ballpoint cartridges of our choice. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how this would work. Here I have the Tattoo Journal Volume 1. One quick note: when you do pick up your copy of the Tattoo Journal Volume 1, you're going to notice that yours is not going to have this bar. This gray bar is only for my copies, just to confirm. Yours is not going to have this gray bar right here. So when it comes down to tattooing on paper, you can see that I have the Drago Art T2 rotary tattoo machine right here, running at 7 volts, and the ballpoint cartridge is kicking, ready to be used. Now, what I would like to do is basically I would select a page that I want to practice on from the tattoo journal, and then I would begin practicing on paper. Now, this is probably the closest thing that we can get to tattooing on paper while still being able to actually develop in a better direction that's going to contribute to our tattooing career. So here we have a page from the Tattoo Journal Volume 1 set out. How we can go about tattooing on paper is like this. Keep in mind, I am using a real tattoo machine. I'm using a ballpoint cartridge, so that way I can get some practice in. And we can do this anytime, anywhere. This is great to develop a sense of holding style, posture, to develop hand speed and voltage, consistency, discipline, patience. I could keep going. Everything that we're gonna need to use within tattooing, we could learn before we ever start tattooing, even on fake skin. So you can see I'm navigating my way throughout this line. It's also good to learn taper in and out as well. The idea is to utilize this workbook with a tattoo machine and a ballpoint cartridge to get used to vibrations as well. Feeling a little bit uncomfortable, so I'm going to taper out, and I'm going to keep going until this line is complete here. It's great to learn needle depth as well. Like so. So that's the idea. So we can repeat this process over and over and over until we start getting better and more fluid with our lines. Keep in mind, this is volume 1. Volume 2 advances to more advanced lining exercises. Volume 3 will be doing full-blown designs. What's fantastic about being able to use a tattoo machine with a ballpoint cartridge and these tattooing workbooks is that it does truly provide us with a sense of development. We're gonna notice the developmental changes that we are going through as we start putting in the footwork and practicing our lining, shading, dot work, and all of the fundamentals that we're going to need when tattooing. This setup, this sort of approach really does have a dramatic impact on our tattooing abilities. You'll notice that when you pick up your copy of the Tattoo Journals Volume 1, 2, and 3, each and every page either has an objective, it has a short story, or a tip or a trick in efforts to keep us motivated, disciplined, and to help guide us each and every step of the way to better our tattooing abilities. Right here is another page from the Tattoo Journal Volume 2, and you can see that this area right here is kind of like dense with detail, and it looks as though the lines are mimicking a sort of faded stencil look. Now that's also great practice to help us better our abilities when it comes to our stencils becoming more lighter than we wanted. So we will get multiple spectrums of training, from hand speed and voltage to needle depth, all the way down to working with lighter lines here, kind of mimicking a lost stencil. Here we are close up. Allow me to demonstrate a little bit more here on Volume 2. This is the Tattoo Journal Volume 2. I'm going to start with this most inner line, and I'm going to apply it to the best of my abilities here. We can also practice sculpting lines within Volume 2. Now these lines are very, very faint and difficult to read, so it's definitely a challenge, which is what I like. Especially within these workbooks, they are designed to challenge us. They are designed to better our abilities here. So we're going to go through a bunch of loops and turns, and we're going to have to problem solve a lot, which is going to make us a better tattoo artist. Now these are supposed to be a little bit more rounded like these right here. However, practice does make better. So you can see I'm just trying to apply this as best I can. And as we keep doing this, we're going to gradually improve each and every time we do this. And I am now tattooing on paper here. Although this is not by any means perfect, which is not a bad thing, we are practicing in a developmental tattooing workbook, so if there's any places to make mistakes, it'd be here. I'm not going to get focused on all of the imperfections I'm making. What I'm going to do is get familiar with what I'm doing and then figure out ways that I can go about resolving issues that I'm experiencing. And that is another good side effect from being able to tattoo on paper with these tattooing workbooks. Here is a page out of the Tattoo Journal Volume 3, where we're going to be practicing our findings from Volume 2 and 1 within Volume 3. We're going to be practicing fine lining, shading, dot work, and everything, including an introduction to textures. You can see that these designs right here have very fine, dainty lines here, as well as some textures. So we're not going to be doing any heavy or prominent lining. We're going to rely mostly on textures and shading to complete these designs. So let me give you an example of what that would look like practicing. So here we have the design, still using an Inkclaw black ballpoint cartridge. And then from here, I always work from bottom on up on my design. So I'm going to keep the same routine going, even if it is on paper. I'm going to try to mimic the tattooing workflow. And then from here, what I'm going to begin doing is just using really dainty lines like so. To complete this design right here as best as I can to the best of my ability. Still running at 7.5 volts. There we go. And then right here, same thing as well. And I can choose to do this in one single pass should I want to, like so. It's going to be artist's choice, to each their own. However you want to go about practicing what you want to practice. You're going to notice that right here we have some fur textures. So we're going to go ahead and apply those here and mimic them just to the best of our ability to figure out a feel for it. Keep in mind this is only an introduction. I do have a book called Wildlife Volume 1, which is a book dedicated to learning textures and wildlife designs. That's also available now on my Amazon page. So you can see I'm just figuring out motions here that would provide me with a sort of textured look. Not going for perfection, I'm just simply applying them the way that I think I should, and then I'm going to find resolutions to the problems that I experience. There we go. And then here I can even practice shading. Like so. So this is a repetitive process that I'm just going to be really patient with, but that is the idea of being able to tattoo on paper. We're just not using a needle and ink or Vaseline. However, everything else would still apply. Another question that I get asked often is if we are able to shade on paper using a tattoo machine and a ballpoint cartridge, and the answer is yes. We are able to essentially do any fundamentals such as lining, we can do fine lining, we can do dot work, we can do stipple shading, all with a ballpoint cartridge and a tattoo machine on paper. Right here is a copy of the Floral Guide V1, which is a guide to better shading, and you can see that within here, I've completed this rose design right here. You're going to notice that on the left is a dark version, which is the reference, and this is the stencil version, which is where we will be applying the shading to, which gives us a great opportunity to not only practice our shading technique, our needle depth with shading, but it also gives us a great opportunity to practice our shading placements. This right here shows on the back that there aren't any blowouts of the paper. We didn't cut through the paper or anything like that, which lets me know that my technical application for applying this shading is about correct. So this is the skill set that I'm going to be taking with me when I begin tattooing fake skin and human skin. The same fundamentals that I use to apply the shading here in this design is the exact same fundamentals that I will use on fake skin and human skin, with just some minor variations while I adapt to the skins. Here's a close-up look at the rose, and again, this is done within the Floral Guide Volume 1 workbook. Volume 2 is now available within the exact same format here, and on the back of the page there aren't any blowouts, any tears through the paper or anything like that, which lets me know that I am definitely on the right track when it comes to my shading application. So for those who are curious if we can tattoo on paper, the answer from me to you would be yes, we definitely can with the appropriate resources and tools. I do hope that I can help you in a better direction here with this video. I will leave my Amazon affiliate and other affiliate links for you in the description below so you can check out the gear that was featured here in this video on your end. Should you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop a comment down below and I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for me and ring my bell, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as my YouTube. I have Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, all under Daniel Yuck. I would appreciate the support over there as well. With that being said, I thank you for your time and I appreciate your support. You have a great day.